got on here. That is so we'll be having a special guest either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on what you think of it. And I hate to be coy. I should have said something before we got on. I got smacked with a whole bunch of information last night after you left, and unfortunately I got home at 3:00 in the morning from hanging out with you. So, but lots of stuff. You're in Michigan now, and where are you headed next?
I'll be here for a while. There's a special prosecutor that I'm going to be meeting with today. I can't talk too much about it, but basically the Attorney General, Dana Nessel, has been trying to forum shop and trying to get prosecutors to go after not only the dueling slate of electors, but to go after investigators that filed expert reports. So that's what brings me to Michigan. I'll be here for probably the next week.
So it's more of the same. And we were watching a little bit of this now, but they are literally using lawfare with impunity, just doing whatever they want, just rewriting what laws are supposed to be used and causing massive amounts of financial stress to people all over the country who are standing up for election integrity. Despite the mounts of evidence, they still are allowed to just walk around and say whatever they want.
Yeah. Well, I think Paulo's got a clip for folks that aren't up to speed. I think many people are following this. Could you just give us a taste, Paulo, of what Dana Nessel has done or what she's doing, and then perhaps we can comment on it?
I absolutely can. I've got a couple clips. So first I'll play her actually announcing these charges. If you want, if we have time before Seth, there's a couple other that I think really shows you how evil this woman is. So here's her snake words announcing charges against these 16 individuals. Again, I know you were commenting earlier as I was very upset about the ages of these individuals, but here's her describing the charges.
As part of the orchestrated plan, we allege that 16 Michigan residents met covertly in the basement of Michigan GOP headquarters and knowingly and of their own volition signed their names to multiple certificates stating that they were the duly elected and qualified electors for President and Vice President of the United States of America for the state of Michigan. That was a lie. They weren't the duly elected and qualified electors, and each of the defendants knew it. They carried out these actions with the hope and belief that the electoral votes of Michigan's 2020 election would be awarded to the candidate of their choosing instead of the candidate that Michigan voters actually chose.
The scary part about what she just said is she just whitewashed everything. These are evil people. These are very, very evil people who deserve their place in that deck of cards.
Well, not only that, there's historical precedence for submitting of dueling electors. That was actually the strategy of Team Hillary in 2016. And when votes are not regularly given, the Constitution provides a framework where you can make a decision on whether you're going to accept those slates or not. And, the fact that they're trying to make this like some nefarious covert operation, they met at the GOP headquarters. Where else are you going to meet, number one? And number two, you had major issues in the state of Michigan. So you had the ballot harvesting, the van delivery at 3:00 in the morning in Wake County. You had proof of 7,000 votes being improperly allocated from Trump to Biden in Antrim County. You had proof of instrumentation down at the bit and byte level, where it appears that a Supreme Court race was treated differently through the machines. And so all of this was out there. And so there's nothing wrong with submitting a dueling slate. And that was what Michael Pence was tasked with, making a decision on whether he was going to accept or reject those or send back the dueling electors to the state for further deliberation. What's also shocking is the age of these defendants now. this dueling slate of electors, you're looking at age ranges of 55 all the way to 82. I think the average age is mid 70s. And the weaponization is just insane on what they're trying to achieve here.
So what are they trying to achieve here? I mean, that really was what it comes down to. Is that why are they doing the things that they're doing to these electors, alternate electors?
Well, the electors are much like the J6ers. They are a painful reminder of the theft that took place on November 2020. And they only have a few tools at their disposal. One, we can either try to destroy your name or your credibility, or we can attempt to put you in a cage. Those are the only tricks that they have. And because people will not accept the narrative that they've been trying to deliver to us for the past 3 years, they're at their wits' end. And they have to drive this to a critical stage because Trump's going to be the presumptive nominee for 2024. You've got the Jack Smith prosecutions that are running in tandem with what we're seeing. And so everyone is basically trying to cement and silence their opposition because they need Trump off the ballot. And if there's one way to silence the people, it's to start throwing them in cages, or so they think. I think this is going to backfire spectacularly. I think anyone can see through it, but they're really left with having to double down with the false narrative that they've been putting out there. It's almost as if the ideological possession is so strong on Dana Nessel that she can't see just how this is going to backfire. If you read the comments on Twitter, all of the posts that are there, it's overwhelmingly from both Democrats and Republicans. People are just saying, well, this is so obviously a form of political retaliation.
So,
for people to stand together, credit the experts, have them go. Now we've got a special prosecution where he is being across the country, testing to now testify against them.